All right, so this idea is quite a long one. I've literally written like quite a lot of notes on my phone based off of this. So I'm gonna try and like quickly go through it and see if it works. But the main premise is that you need to be obsessed, man. Like obsession, it leads to the best ideas, and the best ideas allow you to create the most amount of value for the world in general. And so yeah, let's dive into this like a bit more. So your best ideas and thinking, they always happen when you follow your natural curiosity. Having an all or nothing personality or just having an obsession about something, that should never be seen as a bad thing or something that you should indulge in only after you've done the more like important work, aka that 9 to 5 job or studying for certain subjects or going the academic route or just all these things which society tells you is the correct things you should do and you should prioritize over your actual real interests. For example, you could be someone who's proper into like producing music or I don't know, painting or something or like a sport and you're obsessed about that thing. And people or society will tell you, okay, cool, do that in your free time. But for now, you need to focus on studies. For now, you need to focus on these exams coming up. For now, you need to focus on starting your career, working your way up the corporate ladder, all that stuff, right? The issue of this is if you listen to them and you disregard how you truly feel, this all might backfire in the long run. You see, just like a sniffer dog picks up an ascent trail and follows it down a path that leads them to somewhere, right? You must also go down that path. You must also follow your natural curiosities, the things that you obsess about. See that shit through. And on the journey, you just have to figure out, okay, I'm in this situation right now. How can I optimize my environment, my circumstances, so that I can spend the most amount of time and energy on my natural curiosities, on those projects I just want to obsess about? Is it whether you have to get a certain type of job that it's remote, it's part-time, work a certain amount of hours, you need to move to this specific location, you need to find people who are doing the things that you want to obsess about and reverse engineer and figure out how they've got there. Like this, you just have to figure it out, man, for real. And the reason why I'm so adamant about this is because the obsessed, they create this world. They are the people who bring the most amount of value to this world. And I don't know, maybe, okay, fair enough, there is some nuance to that. I'm not necessarily saying that one type of person, profession is more important than the other. Everything's needed. It's all about balance at the end of the day. However, my point is, if you're someone who you find yourself obsessed about certain projects or you're just naturally curious about certain areas, you need to see that shit through. You cannot suppress that because seeing that skill, that area, like going all in on it, the more time and energy you spend on it, the better you're going to become, the more insightful you're going to be, the more people you can help in this world. And at the end of the day, the world needs the best ideas to come forward, the best innovations to come forward in order for us as a whole human species to evolve and elevate. So if you're someone, and the only way that's going to happen is people who are obsessed. I highly doubt Einstein did not enjoy maths and physics. Like, like I highly doubt Francis Crick and like Watson, they didn't enjoy biology and figure out what the molecular chemistry, right? Figuring out the DNA structure. Like all of these people at the end of the day, they had an all or nothing personality. Like Messi, Ronaldo, like all of them showing the feats of what's possible in sport. Usain Bolt, with like running as well. Like all these people are obsessed, right? And fair enough, the examples I've given are they aren't a wide variety, but just in general, if you look at anyone who's pushed humans forward and has really shown and the potential of what a human can achieve, it's through obsession, man. And that's the reason why, if you're in a situation where you have that feeling, you have those natural curiosities that you're dealt with, that shit's such a blessing. And you gotta understand that not a lot of people are able to give themselves the permission to really go all in on that. And that's incredibly sad because in life, we need more people like that at the end of the day. That is literally how we evolve as a species. That's how we get all these new ideas that we can move forward and just elevate the whole human consciousness in general. So overall, you can either subscribe to the level before us is outdated mentality or update your tools of survival that are applicable to the digitalized world that we live in right now. And what I mean by that is the world that we live in right now is incredibly digital. Therefore, it's not really about physical labor. Like your value doesn't necessarily just come from your physical ability, but rather your cognitive, the ideas that you have in your brain, how you think, how you learn, what ideas you can put forward to the world. And don't get me wrong, past generations, there's so many philosophies that we can learn from them, but the main thing is how can we take their learnings, their findings, their advice and mold it so that it actually fits into this world that we live in right now, which is a lot more digital. Like our parents' generation, they weren't on YouTube and social media in general. They weren't saying things like, yo, add me on IG, don't click on that link, it's spam. Or like, I don't know, man, just don't get her Snap, get her like number or her IG or some shit like that. I don't know, just random examples, man. But like, look, my point overall is the ideas that you put forward into the world right now, it's likely going to be in a digital format, whether it's some kind of code in software or content that you put out on social media platforms or just anything that you put into the internet in general. All of these I like to see are going to become digital relics. They're going to be things which people can discover generations and generations after now. They're going to discover it because I mean, who knows what's going to happen, right? But you can assume that the internet might be around for a long time, whatever way it morphs and evolves and however it looks. But I think it's going to be likely that this video or the content we're putting out right now, this very moment on the internet, they're going to become digital relics in the future. And if we really think about all these relics and what they really are, they're going to be our ideas. And that's again why I say we live in a time where your cognitive ability is the main thing. So to bring this back to the original point, you need to follow your natural curiosities because that allows you to be obsessed. And in this day and age where we live in the time of ideas, the best ideas are the ones that last. The only way you're going to output your best ideas is by following your natural curiosities and by being obsessed. In fact, let's bring it back. Marcus Aurelius, Shakespeare, Machiavelli, like all these philosophers, emperors, poets, writers, all of them I feel like are creatives. They create ideas, they share them, and the best ideas have lived on.